everybody, and welcome to the Friday afternoon live stream. Join us every Friday on this channel for more wonderful live streams. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. My name is Connor. Over there we have
Andrew, and today we're building Nautilus. So, Nautilus is a small form factor PC designed to actually go on a yacht. I believe yacht, boat. I think it's a yacht technically.
I don't know what the technical classification of
it's going on a
boat is.
Yeah, it's going on a watercraft. So we want that small. Yeah, it says yacht here. Okay, so some specific things there: small form factor, low power draw, Wi-Fi, all that good stuff, and no mechanical drives, obviously. So we are centered around an AMD Ryzen 7 3700X that Connor has with him, which will be cooled by an EVGA CLC 240 liquid cooler, along with a motherboard, which is an Asus ROG Strix X570E gaming. We have, 32 gigs of G.Skills with Ripjaws 5, DDR4 3200. We have a 2 terabyte Gigabyte AORUS Gen 4 NVMe SSD. Yeah, it's a very nice SSD.
Hopefully that's actually in shot.
And it's heavy.
Yeah, this is a 2 terabyte. So this is similar to the one that we have over here, but this one was a 500 gigs. So this is 4 times the size. So I'm just going to go ahead and
it's the same size.
Swap them back.
Same size, bigger capacity.
Yeah, same size, same form factor,
yes.
Bigger capacity.
For video card, we have a Gigabyte GTX 1650 Super, 4 gigabytes. All this will be powered by Corsair SF or SFX?
SFX.
Okay, it's marked SF there. 750 watt 80 plus platinum unit for high efficiency. This is all going in a Cerberus X made by Sliger, a small form factor case that can fit a full ATX motherboard and our 240 rad along with everything else.
The side panel is already taken off.
Yeah.
We spent probably 30 minutes trying to figure out how to actually build in this game.
Trying to fill an order.
It's not the easiest thing to do.
No. And then we also have 4 Noctua 120mm NF-F12 PWM fans to help cool everything.
I realize that I'm like out of shot, so apologize for the camera shakiness that you're about to see here. I just like looked over and then I was like, wow, my head's gonna.
Yeah. So yeah, with that, let's go ahead and get started because this might take a few extra minutes.
Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit of an interesting build. So typically whenever we do one of these builds, we install the power supply in the case first. That basically gives us a good base for everything, and then beyond that we'll install the motherboard, then we'll install the CPU cooler.
It's so tiny.
I know, it's like a football.
It's so tiny.
We built another SFX, we used another SFX power supply in my build, which is called Spire.
This is an SF.
Oh, that's just an SF.
It is an SF. It's not an SFX. So this,
2 different sizes.
This is 750 watts.
It's so tiny.
It is ridiculous. I'm pretty sure we could use a bigger one, but
nah, it's fine. So this is going in a new case that we have not worked in, which is always going to be fun and interesting. So in this one, we're going to actually install. We may actually even want to install the radiator up front first.
That's what I was thinking. Well, yeah.
So the radiator and the CPU cooler up front first, then the motherboard. Then plug everything in, and then run the power supply last, which is counterproductive. Or not counterproductive,
it's just
but
backwards than what
just backwards than what we normally do.
Graphics cards still last, mostly.
Yep, graphics card probably will be last.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and melt that rad, and you get started on that motherboard-ish.
Yep, so I'm going to go ahead and start installing our... what? Oh.
Who, Kevin?
Yeah.
Kevin Sutton? Is he watching us?
Just look at all
it. Kevin, I graduated. Are you proud of me?
Oh. So this one is going to be weird. So we're just going to kind of roll with it. There's probably going to be a lot of cut fingers by the end of this.
I mean, it's nicely finished, but it's just so small.
It's
it's going to be
I'm so glad we're not installing like a dark rock in this. This would be, that would be rough. So I'm going to install the CPU, the RAM as well, and then our enormous 2 terabyte NVMe SSD. That cost amounts that I don't want to talk about.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. In the sense of, I think the graphics card was cheaper than the NVMe SSD.
Like somewhat significantly cheaper.
Yeah, and that kind of dates how much that
Careful with this.
SSD is. 2.
Yeah, we know. We know how much it costs.
Oh yeah, we know. You just don't want to come off as like a brat, because it's not a brat. It's just expensive.
Yeah.
But this is going to be, like Andrew said, is going to be tossed onto a ship, seafaring vessel,
It says a
or
yacht.
yacht, as it is listed. I do not know the classifications of that, so we're going to go with yacht.
It does say yacht on the page.
It does say yacht on the page. So this is going to be used mainly for caching
Like
the internet, basically.
Yeah, maps and
Maps,
things.
Wikipedia, because naturally, if you're on the ocean for a while, you're not, you don't have the interwebs.
Yep.
And as Andrew and I both know, cell towers do not go out in the ocean very well.
That is true. They don't reach that far.
It's not it's not a very big market that they
No.
do that for. So RAM is installed, CPU is installed, and then now I'm going to take off the like 14 million screws to get this one M.2 in. How's the BIOS in this board, by the way? We've done it in the last 3 builds, right?
That's fine. Yeah. It's about equivalent to the Gigabyte AORUS ones.
Very nice. If you have not seen those and what we are talking about, we did a stream on Tuesday. Oof. And that was Eureka number 2.
Eureka 2-1. Eureka 2-1.
Yep. 2-1. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the first of Eureka 2, which there were 3. Don't think about 2 hard.
Yeah, you're already overtaking it. This is going to be an interesting.
My mom's trying to call me.
So this is really weird.
What's up?
I have double audio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just mute that.
Well, and you're lucky because it's not like immediately. Because if it was just off by a little bit, you would not be able to talk. Actually, I'm going to keep this box for a while as well. This is the 2 terabyte, very heavy NVMe SSD. And this does also have a little feely-do over the AORUS. So this is a full, I believe it's copper, right?
Yes.
It looks almost rose gold-esque, but
That's not gonna work.
Enter. So you know how there's like spring tension on this?
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
Just
heavy.
drops. Big old heavy boy. So there's a copper heatsink, or is it heatsink or heat spreader?
No, that is a heat sink.
Is it just? Is
For the
the
Gen 4.
difference is just fins, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Heat spreaders just don't really have any fins.
They're just designed to spread heat out.
Yeah,
Sinks
not really
are designed to
dissipate it.
dissipate heat.
Right.
Yeah, these get these drives get toasted.
Yes.
I can't fit the armor back on over it.
No, no, it's not supposed to.
Yeah,
No. Oh no. Not this piece. The other piece.
Oh yeah.
Like the fan grill and all that jazz. So I gotta move it down to a different slot.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
what
need the AORUS armor off and put the Asus on instead of AORUS.
This is gonna be
Take the
difficult.
take the big copper piece off.
No.
No.
No. You cannot take it off a Gen 4. It will overheat.
No, I'm not saying run it without it. I'm saying run it with.
This is not equivalent to
No,
that.
no, it's not.
Not even close. So we already ran into a first issue. We did not use a Gen 4 SSD on this board.
What do you mean we did not?
We have not.
Oh, it'll be fine.
So now we'll see if I
It-
can
it is
finagle
an
it somewhere
expression.
else.
Yeah, just make it fit. It'll be fine.
What'd you say?
Just make it fit. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
We're allowed, what, 3 feet of duct tape for this build? Something like that. Make it work.
We did blame Will.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it was his fault.
Well, it's on. The screws don't go in all the way, but it's on. Look at that, Andrew.
I mean, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
I mean, hey. That's what you call an interference fit. But it's fine. Because it just provides more cooling. Also, we have different screwdrivers normally than our Be Quiet screwdriver that we use often. We have very tiny ones because all of the screws provided in this case are like microscopic.
Well, yeah, they match the scale of the case.
They absolutely do. So, if you see us using different tools, that's why. From our normal gambit of tools. We also have a drill, but Chris does not like when I pull out the drill, especially near this case. This will just blow right through it. He's just giving me a look.
I hope you appreciate how difficult mounting this is right now.
Oh, I can tell because you're struggling over
Well,
there.
it's hard. It's hard. I'm trying. Oh, okay.
No, this whole build is just going to be literally like, I tried. And I'm still trying.
Yeah, just anytime you're working anything small form factor, it's
There we go. So NVMe SSD is in there and it actually provides a really cool contrast of colors with the little armory bit. Hopefully you guys can kind of see that. I just realized I dropped the... does the EVGA, does it come with a backplate?
you use the AMD one.
So, okay, so I gotta reline that back up then.
Do you not remember mounting that? Basically same.
Oh yeah, it's
like,
actually pretty easy.
literally yesterday.
Yeah. Where are all the things?
I put it
There.
all. Yeah.
Tossed them in the center.
Okay. Get on the rack.
So basically getting this prepared so that when we drop it in, all we gotta do is just, there's 4 little thumb screws that clip on over this and can go ahead and screw on in. But Andrew's still over there struggling on the,
I'm actually making progress.
are you?
Yes.
I was gonna say, is you? It's been a week.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It has been a week.
Alright. The NVMe SSD is gonna join our box wall over there. Just cleaning up here a little bit. Where is the CPU, or the CPU, the power supply box?
I have it over here.
Is it the one on the floor over there?
Probably.
Perfect.
It's
Can you toss that to me?
So small.
I know. It's like
What do you need from it?
cables.
Oh, they're not in the box.
So yeah, this is the size of my phone. This is a Galaxy S20 Plus, which is bigger in one dimension than the... Yeah, this thing's so tiny. Well, how big do you think that fan is, Chris? 80 mil?
No, I think it's
70? 90?
It looks
custom.
It looks 80 or 90. Yeah.
It's so like. Do what? Yeah, I know. Here, just for comparison, because we have one sitting over here. What is that? Other power supply, full sized. So for comparison's sake. This is a full-size power supply. This is our little SF power supply. Mind you, this one's wrapped in wood. But still same concept. It actually goes like this. So, exceptionally tiny. Very, very tiny. And that power supply, as you guys saw, was wrapped in wood, or a wood vinyl. Stay tuned for what that is for. That's a fun project. That video should be coming out here relatively soon. Just gotta find some time to edit it, and then that'll be one of our first videos in a very long time. That's actually a YouTube video rather than a live stream.
Yep.
Woohoo! This is a fun project coming up. Yeah, they make, so since this is a SF power supply, it's designed for very small cases. Look how tiny the 24-pin is.
Yeah.
It's just, ridiculous. It's so tiny. It's so small.
Second fan time. Theoretically easier than first.
Alright. This is an 8 and a 4. So I am just staging all of the cables here. So that once Andrew gets done with mounting the cooler, we can drop in the motherboard, plug in the plugs, plug in the fans,
Really hope we don't
mount the fans. Oh, we're gonna have to take it back out. There's no way we're one-shotting this.
Well, yeah, but I'd rather take something else back out.
True.
Also, you see how I mounted this like kind of towards the top?
Yeah.
Hopefully that's correct, so we can get the fans in.
I think that's probably smart. What is the power on our 1650 Super?
I believe it's just one 8-pin. Well, just run one cable, because they have dualies. Actually, I don't know if that cable does that or not.
No, it comes with 2 dualies.
Oh, okay.
The cables are so short. Perfect. Alright.
We're getting there. Just monologue about something.
Just monologue, yeah. Let's see, what do we have to monologue about? What's the next build, Chris?
Well, you're at 2.2 or 2.3, but that's all.
They're already done.
Data dozer most likely. Yeah, so it's all over there.
Data dozer. Is that the Lee and Lee one?
No, it's in the Pro A.
Alright. Oh gosh, and through Pro. So the next build is going to be Data Dozer.
Look it up on the website.
You can look, yes, I know you can look it up on the website.
What's our website?
It's getting there. Top flight PCs or top flight computers, whatever you're feeling, they'll redirect to both. I'm just gonna introduce it as that. And Chris gave us a bunch of crap off camera. He's like, it's top flight PCs, not top flight computer. He's like, well, if you go to either or, it still links you to the right website. So
One more screw.
17 screws later. This one is going to California?
Yeah.
Well, it's going into
Yeah.
international waters.
So
Probably, yes.
technically, it's going to NASA first because his friend at NASA is gonna mess with the power supply.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which we
So
do
this is
not,
going to NASA. I'm not actually kidding on this one.
which
This
we
is-
would not condone trying at home.
No, so since it's going on a yacht, they are converting the AC power supply, which is this, takes AC current, 120 volt, 240 amp, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Wait,
And-
you say 240 amp?
Yeah.
No, 120 volt.
120 volt
Or 240 volt.
or 240.
Normally they have a switch.
Actually, I can read
120
the thing.
volt if you're in the US.
Yep. And they're converting it to run off DC power.
Which is what boats have. Well,
Which
it's what
is-
generators have.
Generators. Yep. They create a DC. Alright.
There you go. Woo! I'm gonna wipe some sweat off my forehead.
Take a break now.
Seriously. That was intense.
Gosh, there's not a lot of space in this thing.
No, there is not.
Do you want to toss me the motherboard screws that we spent long and hard debating about what motherboard screws are actually?
Yes. Well, I'll just open it and pass them to you. Go.
And if you guys notice the back plane here, the back panel is actually flush mounted to the back, so there's not really a point for it to be there. So there's no cable management holes.
Oh, there's a bunch.
I just see those just shoot across the table.
Alright, I'm going to test these to make sure that these are actually right.
If it's not, then we have an issue because we don't have any more of enough of any.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't have more.
We have an issue.
We have other screws, but not enough of any other screws.
So what's actually interesting about this, and I just realized this, is the motherboard standoffs are actually spaced really high.
Are they?
So I'm going to try to get away with putting the cables underneath it. And then
Yeah,
at
I
least
noticed
storing like some of the fan cables and stuff like that we're not going to need out of the way.
This. Okay. So now these ones we're mounting on the bottom as intakes. So the rubber pads need to go on that towards the case. Okay. That makes sense.
And this is all just now a fun theoretical mind game of trying to figure out where cables should end up and where they should not end up.
We're basically playing Tetris in 4D right now.
Yep.
So much brain power is going into this.
That is exactly what I'm doing.
You ever play that game where it's like one side has a bunch of pipe inlets and one side has a bunch of outlets? You have to connect them.
Yeah.
And not cross over any. That's basically what we're doing right now.
Yep, and that's water cooling in general. How to do water cooling.
And
Wonderful.
cables in small form factor. Now imagine we custom loop this.
No. That's,
No.
hey, we want to do a custom. Nope.
No, you don't.
Sorry. We don't do that anymore.
Not in this case.
Not in this case.
If possible, I saw
Chris, anything's possible at any time. You could throw time and money at anything, and it's possible.
Well, yeah. Anyone who water cools,
Elon Musk has proved that.
anyone who custom water cools this is doing it themselves and are putting tens of hours into it.
Yeah. Probably even close. Yeah, tens of hours.
If they're not a novice.
We actually have a decent amount of space. You could get away with push-pull on this front red.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
I don't want to say I'm sure, but yeah, would make sense. Open another Noctua.
So this case did not come with any fans, which is
Nope.
interesting.
Which is why we're adding Nautilus.
So, which is yeah.
Well, I think the reason they didn't add any fans is,
It's so customizable.
yeah, it's modular.
We literally
Not
looked it up, and there's
modular,
probably like I think there was 4 different ways to mount the power supply.
That's also why there's no fan mounting holes. You just sort of
put them where.
you washer it and make your own mounting holes.
Yep. So I apologize for quickly standing up. I just cannot see.
Oh, I stood up for like 10 minutes.
It's funny because I set up all the cameras with us sitting down, and then I just immediately stand up.
Yeah. Well, I've been sitting all day too, so. I wish I had a standing desk at home, but I do not.
That's fair. We can make this a standing set if you want to.
Can we though?
Yeah, you can.
Is it involving putting this up on concrete blocks?
Yes, on
Or,
plinths.
or is it involving like an up desk? Which one of the size would be like $5,000.
Yeah.
Those things are so expensive. Podium Esports is like the stream, thank you.
Hey.
That's like the first
Did it like come
notification.
up with the?
Yeah, the zombie.
Ah, darn it!
I know.
I changed it, but apparently it didn't save.
I know you love the
stupid
zombie.
settings.
Oh, Ryan Bowers also liked the stream.
We've had a lot of activity on the live stream.
Well, which one?
Facebook? I can't see Facebook
On
chat.
Facebook, yes.
Darn.
Very nice. So, if you guys,
all on
quick
Facebook.
confusion, we're streaming on Facebook and YouTube at once. So if you're on YouTube, welcome. If you're on Facebook, welcome. That's why when you like the stream, it may not actually come up unless it's on YouTube. We don't know actually where it's linked. It just is.
All the likes that are popping up on the stream are on Facebook.
We're on Facebook. Okay. How? Okay.
I wonder if I can
That's
see.
why I can't adjust it. Okay, that makes sense.
You okay?
No, I said how.
Oh, I thought I said ow.
No, because I was trying to figure out, I went through and adjusted all the Twitch likes and YouTube likes, but I didn't adjust any of the Facebook likes.
I thought you caught a screw under the fingernail or something.
No.
It was the worst.
Sadly.
Woo. Alright. So while we wait on that, I will unbox our graphics card.
In sake of cable management, I'm actually unscrewing the motherboard that I just put down. Because I know I can get it better looking with this 3.0 connector. Here quickly.
Yeah, and although this case does not have any side panel or glass or anything like that, we still want to make it look nice and keep the airflow where it's supposed to be and keep cables out of fans and all that good stuff.
Yeah, cables out of fans are kind of
That's
a big
important
thing here.
Yeah, it's mildly important. Yeah, this is a single 6-pin.
Because we don't really want the client just calling us from, I don't know, Puerto Rico or something and just being like, there's a brrrr
This
noise
says
coming."
South Pacific Ocean, so yeah.
Yeah?
That's what it says.
What?
I'm gonna pretend my geography is good enough to know where that is. South Pacific. So we're on the Atlantic.
We're on the Atlantic, so South
Pacific would be. Is that near Hawaii? No.
No, that's like California coast.
Yeah, but that's getting near Hawaii, right?
Technically, yes.
I mean, in that area. You know, this is my degree at work right here. Never had geography class.
Yeah, geography not required course to pass TV.
Make sure we have the right fan screws for these as well. We can just use normal fan screws at the bottom. I believe so.
Should.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
Let me take some of those out. That's it down here. Maybe.
Maybe if we... I have a bunch up here.
Yeah, there's like 10 million on this table, so we'll be okay. Also, this pouch like came with its own like SF bracket thing for. I guess it goes in a full size.
Yep, it can take a full size
mounting holes. Yep, here we go.
So I'm actually going to go ahead and install our CPU cooler.
Bold move.
More or less, just because I can.
That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it pays out for him.
Can I have the thumb screws, though, that are sitting right in that bag right in front of you?
Oh, the nuts?
Yeah.
You want these nuts?
Not even going to respond to that. They're threaded inserts, sir.
No, they're not. Those are not inserts. Those are end nuts.
They are threaded cylindrical devices.
Inserts are like if you had like a 3D print. Okay.
I know.
I didn't think I'd have to explain this to you.
No, I know what an insert is. I forgot the word
just
for
don't
what
wanna
I was
call them
looking
nuts.
for, and I was like, okay, I'm just doing it this way now.
You still want to call them thumb nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Let me live my dream.
See how many
I'm
times
calling these just threaded cylindrical devices.
cooler mounting devices.
Cooler mounting devices. Yeah. So still, no matter the size, like all systems, you tighten all these in a cross pattern.
Yep.
Same way that you do with a car tire.
For that even pressure.
Yep. And you don't have to, contrary to popular belief, you don't have to crank this down like you're trying to hold down.
No, you don't
like
need
an
to.
elephant.
No, you don't need to crank it.
You really don't.
See, good contact and spread the thumb base. Make even contact across the IHS. Assuming your cold plate is flat.
That's true. Big assumption there.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say the name of it, but did you see? Gamers Nexus made a few videos about which air cooler on the market currently has the worst flat plate cold plate levelness.
I did not actually.
Okay, let me find a sneaky way to. I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
You can also just say it.
No, I don't want to trash any brands on stream.
That's fair. Yeah, you know, we're going to give you a sponsorship,
I wanna
but, you know, that one stream.
I want to keep all our channels open. So, it's this boy.
Really?
Yes, it is terrible.
That's actually really surprising.
Yeah, like, actually awful.
Alright, toss me the fans. So I already have everything sitting right here. So
You said you have fan screws over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're right. CP Mother M.2 fan.
Yeah.
So that one, the right one is linked to an M.2 fan, and then the middle one is a water pump.
Yeah, the M.2 fan one is fine. We can set it to CPU. So, but my advice would be to plug one into the fan header there, one up to the left of the CPU if you can. If you can't, run a 2-splitter off the one at the bottom.
Oh, you don't want to do the M.2 fan down there?
No, we can, it's fine. But
I was going to do the M.2 and the chassis fan down there.
yeah, that's what I did on the EVGA 2. And I ran a splitter off one of those and plugged the other one into it because I had 3. But
yeah, and I have a bunch of
I turned it on. It was very loud,
yeah.
and then I found out there was only one fan being very loud. It was almost like it was being run at 100%.
I was like, wow.
I was like, it sounds like a fan curve is not going to fix it. So yeah. No.
It actually, to screw in the fans, it does help a lot.
I'm sure it'd be fine, but
because this gets tedious.
have you seen those old I think it was AMD like AM2 mounting on the coolers where there's a slit on one side of the bracket. You're intended to take a flathead screwdriver, push it in there, and like pull it down over the tabs on the board.
Really?
That was
yeah.
that was the intended installation. And apparently, a lot of people put screwdrivers through their motherboards
I could
from
see
flipping. Like, imagine you're building your first PC, your screwdriver goes through your mother.
That would be terrible.
I'm gonna
That's
try
why I
to-
have a professional build it. Like us.
Oh, yeah.
Who we have no idea what we're doing on this case.
I wouldn't say
But
that.
we
I
can
looked
act
at the manual.
Yeah. No, it's coming out really good, surprisingly.
Yeah, this thread on non-tech forums, when putting the heatsink on your CPU, has your screwdriver ever slipped and hit your motherboard? Oh man, that would make me so nervous. I'm
What
glad
in the
that
world? Wait, so I emptied the screw bag,
Yeah.
and there's 3 screws and then one tiny weird
Oh.
boy screw. I have more
I
up
don't
here,
know,
but
someone that somewhere is getting fired.
I feel like Fantex or no, it was the last build that we did. It was those cases. Whatever case that is. Yeah, I'm blanking on it too.
Fractal.
Yes.
Fractal Divine R6. Silent. It's been a week.
No.
What? I don't like that sound.
Andrew,
What?
you installed the nubbins on the wrong side.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
We
did.
installed them towards the case
Yeah.
for vibration. Are they not on the case side?
You have these going as an out.
No, you had the fans backwards. We're using all intake.
I know.
The fans.
You don't understand what I'm saying here.
You have the fans back. Oh, you installed them. Okay.
How do you want me
Maybe
to
I
install
did.
it this way?
Okay, maybe I did.
You want me to put it on the bottom of the case?
Let me one of the fans. I'll help you fix it. Just unplug the extender.
Oh yeah. It was just funny because I'm like looking at it. I was like, wait a second, these are installed wrong.
I mean, realistically, it's not that big an issue. Just, if anything, it would be slightly rattlier.
Well, no, I installed the fans as on the rubber
According
thing,
to
so
the
these are
nubbins,
out. Yeah,
yeah.
these are blowing out.
Okay.
So that was the issue.
Just flip the case around, easy.
Yeah, just 4-dimensionally
Just-
flip the case.
Just like mirror command. Draw the line, erase source objects, and you're good.
And there, yeah, exactly.
AutoCAD jokes. Oh, and my suffering. It's not a term you hear a lot. It's AutoCAD jokes.
Yeah.
It's not really a term.
No. So if you guys are just joining us, we're actually almost done.
Oh no, don't say that.
We are.
Have you plugged in all the front panel stuff?
Yes. Everything's done except for these
Power
2
supply,
fans.
graphics card, 2
And
fans.
the power supply.
That's like half the bill.
But the power supply, we're not really cable managing much because there's
It's
not
just
any
kind
place
of
to do it.
bundle and tie up all the way.
So yeah, we're almost done. Anyway, this is the Friday afternoon live stream. This is Nautilus.
I'll go through the things real quick. So Nautilus is a small form factor PC designed for coding and caching content offline. We've designed it around an R7 3700X CPU and a GTX 1650.
Ryzen 7?
Yeah, same thing. And some of the restraints on this build was that it needed to be low power, it needed to have Wi-Fi, it needed to withstand constant movement, so that ruled out any mechanical storage really. And it needs to withstand prolonged periods of high temperature out in the ocean. Because I'm guessing if I can't run my AC too much for fear of power bill, then on a boat you don't really run a lot of AC.
Yeah.
Unless you have a really nice boat. I don't know.
I mean, hey, if you're in the Southern Pacific, then you're probably not running AC in all reality.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, AC costs a lot of power to run, and if
Because,
you're on a generator,
yeah.
from your boat's engine, then can't really spare it.
Alright, there we go. Where's that fan? There it is.
Where I was going with that is that's why we have a liquid cooled CPU. Really, help dissipate that heat as much as possible. Also, it looks cool, and you can't really run many air coolers in this case.
I bet you could. I mean,
There's
the
a
issue is
few.
this little bracket here would interfere, but you can unscrew that with just...
Power supply too.
Well, correction, you can unscrew it. You could drill it out.
The power supply. Well, actually, ours is so small it might not.
Yeah,
be over
I mean,
the
you could
socket.
also mount it vertically up here, too.
Yes.
Because that was a different bracket that was...
Do they make any air coolers that don't go up? They just go over and up.
Noctua has one that is flush mounted below your RAM,
Yeah.
but it's not a great one.
No,
it's
but
not phenomenal.
yeah, you could run a low power CPU with it.
But yeah, you absolutely could. So we are installing all of our fans facing inward. So like Andrew just mentioned, we're really going for optimal cooling here. There is no dust filters on this case. And in this instance, dust filtration was not the #1 priority.
Also, how much dust is there on the boat? I feel like
I imagine probably a lot more than you would expect.
yeah, that's true. I think a lot of dust content is like skin dandruff and dead cells and stuff. So maybe, but there's, how much carpet's on the boat? There's a better question.
Yeah, depends if it's all hardwood or not.
I don't know.
I need one more fan screw.
Regardless of fan filters, you should probably blow out your PC once or twice a year at least.
Yeah, here's a PSA. You should probably do that this weekend.
Yeah, if you're uncomfortable doing that with a tower, take it to a local PC repair business and ask them to blow it out. I'm sure they will gladly do it.
At a low cost.
Yes, at a low cost.
If not free.
Yeah. When I worked at a repair business, that was the sort of thing, like, you don't owe us anything. It took me 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was like...
I don't, I'd rather do that than have someone rip their CPU out back. So.
Very tiny. Very nice, actually.
It's growing on me, admittedly.
Yeah. I mean, the cable management is...
I probably could have mounted the rat a little lower, but it was making me nervous.
You
so
could,
I didn't.
I would prefer that you did that up there.
Also,
you definitely could not put any radiators down here.
Unless you get like a slim 30
Unless
mil.
you get slim.
Or a smaller board. Anyway, so
now
power supply and then graphics card, or graphics card then power supply?
I gotta hit the 24 pin in there. So
Okay.
Power supply here. Do you want to go ahead and mount that to the extra bracket that you have over there?
I thought we were using the case bracket.
Yeah, we are. I don't have it. You do.
I have the Corsair. Oh no, it is. It's over here. I like it.
Yeah, I was like,
It was under all these things. Okay. Gotta find which screws we're supposed to use.
We could even add one more fan here if we wanted to. Just like right up here. Boom. And then just have it swing out. But we don't need it to. This is unfortunately riveted in. Otherwise, I would take it out.
Gotta make sure I get the right orientation.
Okay, I might be able to pull this up potentially. Aha! I can just take that out. So now that goes away, and now that is like $5 in shipping.
Is this the right screw? I don't think so.
Is this the right screw?
Oh no, it's threading. It's just very long. Oh no, maybe it's not threading.
Actually, no, we can install the GPU.
We can or cannot? No, that is not the right screw.
Because we just need to plug in the 24 pin and one up top as well. This is just a 6.
Oh, you know what? I better use the screw that there are 4 of.
Do you have those, like the flathead ones? You have 2 of the extra flathead ones?
The flathead ones.
If not, I think I can use these.
I don't know what the
flathead
oh,
screws.
yes, I do have 2 more.
Perfect. Yep, this is for the GPU mounting.
I still haven't found which are the power supply screws. Unless you just use normal power supply screws, which would make sense.
You use normal power supply screws to screw it into the bracket, and then the bracket uses specialty screws to screw it into the case.
That makes sense. Okay. Let me do that. And refigure this bracket orientation again.
This is so aggravating.
So have we had to remove anything major other than like fans?
I had to move the power or the motherboard, but mind you, that was just for like an aesthetics standpoint of like I wanted to put a cable underneath it.
I wouldn't even call fan removal a major thing, so.
No, it was a motherboard.
Well, no, we had to reverse the
yeah,
fans.
but then yes, we did have to remove the.
But we didn't have to move the cooler or anything. So we're doing pretty well right now. Knock on wood. I need to get this in there. Oh, this actually takes 5 power supply screws now. Oh no, it takes 6.
Really?
Yeah, they have one in the middle each way, I guess, just for extra support. Since it's not really sitting on anything on the bottom, like a normal power supply might.
Mm-hmm. Alright, there we go. And you got those 2 extra boys? The those 2 extra screws that were still in the bag.
Which kind of screw? The
I-
flat-headed ones? The ones I gave you?
No, they're right here.
Oh.
They're individually round, so then we can do
yeah.
this. We can put this bit on. So this part then covers the little PCIe brackets slots, and makes it a little bit more appealing. Go ahead and install that one as well.
Make sure these all nice and tight. So that's basically what's holding this thing on. Alright. Power supply's in bracket. That thing is so compact.
I know it's.
I'm sure it's more.
dense.
I'm sure it's more expensive to make it that way, which is why they aren't all like that. Also, just maybe like heat. And the bigger a fan you can have in the component, the quieter it will be.
Yep.
Because that's to spin less and aerodynamic and noise. Also, do not forget this.
Oh yeah. Actually, I should probably. Install
Yeah, I would do that sooner rather than later. That is for the pump power, as well as software control for anyone who's wondering.
Yeah.
I think it does power. Definitely does software.
I could run it underneath the motherboard.
You could, but you could also
I'm
run
not
it a
going
different
to.
way. Alright, let me double check. Yep. Yep.
We did that. I actually forgot to put the motherboard screws back in. 2 of them.
Shame.
I know. I was just looking down. I was like, oh wait, hey.
In case anyone was wondering, Ryan likes snails.
There we go.
Yep. Apparently the closed captions that it's auto-generating are very interesting.
Is they auto? I
Something about a snail? Yeah, I don't know.
did you ever remember there used to be like a series where people would do, it was Rhett and Link. They would used to do a skit.
You talking about poor lip sync or poor lip readings?
No, Rhett and Link would do it. They would do a skit and then they'd run it through the YouTube auto generator and then redo the skit as well with then the new generated
No.
skit. It's so funny.
I did like a bad lip
lip
like
reading.
that, whatever it was. And they would have like, you know, NFL coaches on the sidelines and they would come up with something funny it looks like they're saying.
Alright, so now I need to install all of the cables while this is sitting here.
And
off
then,
of this.
and then screw it in.
Then screw it in.
Do you have the screws you'll need for that already, by the way?
I do not.
Okay. I'm gonna try to guess which ones.
There should be 4 of them.
Well, I think it's the case, like mounting ones. Maybe? So we're gonna have to. Okay, so these are all matching. Try those. Those don't work. We'll try those. Yeah, this case also does not ship with a manual.
No, it does.
For anyone
It's
wondering.
really.
They have one online, but like, why couldn't you just print it?
And give it
Especially
to us.
for the cost of this case, it would be helpful. Yeah. I'm gonna pull that back up real quick so I can make sure I get the right ones. At least there's not much blocking the 8 pins up there, right?
Oh yeah, there's nothing blocking it.
Nice and easy.
Just trying to figure out an easy way how to get all of this in and then like out of the way cable manage basically.
Is it this one or is it the other version that comes with a handle? I think it's the other
I
version.
think it's the other version.
Yeah.
Alright, now I can zip tie some of these together. As you see, just large cables just going everywhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's these. This is my best guess for your power supply rear bracket mount
I'm
things.
gonna go ahead and do those now.
I don't know if they're gonna fit the Be Quiet.
They do actually. I believe you are right.
All right, nice. Because even the manual online is not very clear. Because it has 2 different screws marked as power supplies. Well, it has one as rear PSU and one as power supplies. So I'm guessing that's it.
Yeah, it's also weird is the bracket mounts on the back.
Yeah, which doesn't look the best aesthetically, but...
No. And luckily, I don't have to... We're going to, but I don't have to do cable management here because there's no fans up there.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, we didn't do too bad on this. I thought it was going to take us longer, honestly.
I was fully expecting this to be a very long stream. And
I mean, we're not totally out of the clear. It hasn't posted yet.
Frustrating.
Who's down for a 2-hour live stream?
Of troubleshooting.
Chris is not down. Chris might just leave. After an 1.5 hour mark, he just leaves.
What's weird is these are sleeved, but they're sleeved together.
Yeah.
So there's no like easy way to kind of jumble these up without it looking really bad.
Well, that's why it has no side panel.
Yeah.
Unless you're ordering very custom length cables from someone like Cable Mod, then yeah.
I will say though, when you do actually work with Cable Mod cables, they're amazing.
They are very nice, but you know, it's just an
Get what you
expense
pay
that,
for though.
for most people, it makes more sense to reinvest that money into better graphics card or CPU or storage or whatever. So unless you're going very high-end build, usually doesn't make a ton of financial sense.
He has 6 viewers on Facebook.
Wow. That's
Wow.
actually a lot more than I was expecting.
Only one of them is me.
Oh god. So we only have 4. That's pretty good though.
I'm cleaning out some of these extra
I just like the sad. Oh, that's only.
I don't think you need any more screws, do you?
No, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm literally just
I'm gonna put them
doing
on
the
this,
final cable management,
on this
and then
tray
we're,
for right now.
We're gonna do a test boot. Now.
Let's get this all cleaned off. Go ahead and fish that power cable out.
I keep dropping the end of my zip ties.
Oh, that's the worst.
It's like tension and then just zip.
Do you need longer ones? I can probably find longer
No,
ones.
I was using some long ones. They're great.
Okay. You know, I 3D printed a few zip ties.
Did you really?
Yeah, it actually works. Like, the head is probably double the sizes here in a normal one, but it actually does work.
That's actually pretty nifty.
Now, it's not very efficient because they cost like a cent to buy.
That's fair.
But
All right. Unfortunately, I wish I could make that look better, but that's all I got.
yeah, it's in a small form factor. That's kind of what you.
And my shoe is untied, which is frustrating, but we'll do that off stream.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Whoa.
It's actually heavy. There we go.
There you go.
The other camera.
All right. We have power on, and do we have lights on the motherboard? We have lights on the motherboard, and then everything turned on. Wow, it's so quiet. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
I know. Normally you hear the fans.
Noctua.
I saw the little light up here turn on, and I was like, yeah.
I think it's EVGA cards that go to 100% on boot and noise being no end. All right. Wow. That was
actually a lot
efficient.
easier than I was expecting this to be.
Ooh, all right. Well, with that has been Nautilus. So if you guys have enjoyed this stream, make sure to check us out at topflightpc.com where you can request a quote on a build similar to this one or not for your own use case. You can check out our previous builds. You can go to Facebook and check us out at Top Flight Computers to join the Top Flight crew to have discussions about computer-related matters, as well as our buy and sell group there. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram, though we don't really use those as much. And let's see, what am I forgetting?
No, you're not. This side panel literally just pushes in. It's kind of weird.
Oh.
Saying,
what am I forgetting? And spiel.
Yeah, no, it's just
That's been it. So yeah, I believe we'll be back next week, Friday at least, if not earlier.
If not earlier.
So yeah, anything?
No, I think you nailed the nail right on the head.
Nailed the nail. All
Nailed
right.
the nail. All right, everybody. We will see you all next time. Thanks for joining. Goodbye.